The season finale. Yep, we're gonna move into season 8, which will be episode 1. Yep. Even though I'm sure you'll be like, well, maybe you should have restarted the series. Well, I'm sure someday if I wanted to, I would do a reboot, but from now on. Plus, I put a link in the description of my other episodes, even though you won't be able to see them anymore because my photo sharing album was down on the other one. So anyway, I hope you guys had a good day. I did. And today we're going to talk. And I also wanted to explain to you. So there is this new update from Microsoft. They released a new update called the Windows 10 Creators Update. And I recently got an email about this, a new update that I received. And I thought, well, maybe I should go check it out for myself. And I saved the exe file, which is the Windows 10 upgrade exe file, to OneDrive, so I could just click on that file and then open, and then after that it would open Windows 10 Upgrade Assistant. Now, there's some things that I have to say about the update that I wanted to discuss here in this show. The first thing I wanted to discuss is, it works good with narrators. You all know that I use screen readers, don't you know that? Just giving you a fun fact. But for some reason, when you use JAWS on this new version of Windows, for my system, it doesn't seem like it. Unless it needs to be set up since I updated it to a newer version, but I don't know. But it's a good thing my other computer at my other house doesn't have that version. But on that other Wednesday, I also got a notice when I was trying to update it on the computer, not to the creators update, but when I was updating it, like on the settings, it said that it couldn't install updates, and that if you see this, go to the web or contact support, and then every time you click the retry button, it would show the same error again. So, and no, this didn't happen when I was doing the creators update. This happened when I was on the creators on the new version. Well, I don't know if it's the creators update that I'm on now, but I wanted to talk about that too, since that's something new, because why not? And I've discussed something about that, and the Windows 10 Creators Update is a new thing that they've released, and because I got that email a few Wednesdays ago. I was outside just hanging around, and I saw I got an email, and I'm like, what the heck is this? So I went up and checked the inbox to see who sent me an email. And fortunately, it was from Windows. And it said something about some update. I'm like, what's this all about? So they have a web page, just in case you guys didn't get the email. If you guys are subscribed to Windows, I don't know if you have one. But, they send you this thing, and they have a link to it, and so I click the link, and it takes me over to it, and then it tells you about it, and then whatever it does, and so I'm thinking about going back to version 1607, since I like that version on my computer right now, since it's still fine, but it needs some work. And maybe it's just my system. I don't know if it's any others. Even though sometimes I think about upgrading my other computer to that that new version, but I'm not sure if it's the same thing that it will do to the other thing, but I don't know. But they did do that stuff, and they've released that new version, so that new version was been made, and there was that version which we all know. And that version's pretty good because, not too good, but and I'm sure they're probably still doing updates to Windows 10 version 1607, but there is a newer version called, it was another version of Windows. I don't know what version it was. It just said the Windows 10 Creators Update. It didn't say what version, but I'm sure they're probably still doing updates to 1607. That's why for now I'm going to keep my other computer on that same version for now, and then, because if you don't know, I have two computers now. The one here and the one at my other dad's house, which you saw on Talkshow episode 15, I think, on March, when you saw me up in my room with my other computer. But the one I have here is down in the basement, and it's a laptop, but I could just plug it in like a computer, like hook the monitor and everything, and so it's like that. And that's what we have the computer right now. And and you can use touchscreen, so that's a good thing too. And it works good like that. Touchscreen, I don't know what the heck I did that for. That was not cool. But touchscreen is like a phone, kind of like using the phone, except, you can't use the keyboard, but you also have the touchscreen, so you control by the screen instead of the keyboard all the time. But it's probably best doing the keyboard mainly. Don't you guys think? I think so. Anyway, I was on the GarageBand, so you already saw the song I made with GarageBand, using the dubstep loops. Now, for those of you, I know, I have the GarageBand, and I have. Now, I was trying to just explore with the synths and everything. I have the dubstep, and I was messing with it, so if it sounded like choppy, you could just tell that I was just messing around with it, kinda. So, gave you an update there. Why do you think they call it GarageBand? Because it's a garage with a band in there. Ah, ha, ha, ha. No wonder why they call it garage. Because the people are working in the garage, and there's a band in the garage with people working on their songs. Ha, that's funny. Yeah. But, so, I finished, if you guys have seen, I finished my Sam Reads Errors episode. Now, I think I might do a timeline story episode about my walkie-talkie sometime, since I haven't done a timeline episode in a while. But I'll talk about my old ones. I'll talk about this one, which is what I'm showing right now. I was just using that walkie-talkie to transmit music on there. Mainly, I use the walkie-talkies not only to talk to people, but just to act like I'm transmitting on the radio, playing music for people. But for those of you who hear me, I was playing some of the Go Animate soundtracks and Sandstorm by Drew, the radio edit, the awesome song. Yep, that's what song I'm... Also, if you don't know what, if you guys don't know how the song goes, the song from Sandstorm goes like this. Yes, that's what Sandstorm, the song, sounds like real. So if you're like in roller skating or you're in a club or a party or somewhere. I've heard that also on TV on a few softball tournament games. And also, there was Geraint Lewis's Looney Tunes intro bloopers, and you'll see that as an intro. And yeah, there's a lot of good reviews on the iTunes store with that song. I mean, really. If you go and look up that Radio Edit song on the iTunes store, there's a pretty good amount of views from like 9 or 10 years ago. I know that's a long time. Since they started that song a long time ago, so. So instead of using like the phone, I use this recorder since I record stuff with it and put it on this speaker where there's a microphone. And then, once I do that, I would turn it on and then just click this button, which is the transmitter boost button, and click that, which would be this, and transmit that in there. Put that on the walkie-talkie. You all know what I mean. So that's what I like doing to the walkies. Transmit things. And I have the walkie-talkies I'm messing with. Not to mention me and Dad mess with the walkies. And I like the walkies because you can like mess around and, talk. I also talked to a ham radio operator from... It said there was a ham radio repeater out in Obetz, Ohio. And I could reach that signal since it's close. And this guy named Terry or some guy, the ham radio operator, it was on channel 17 on the walkie-talkie. We started talking last year we talked a few times. First time I actually talked to a ham radio operator was last year during spring break and the summer. Now, I picked up ham radio operators, I just never talked to them on the walkie-talkie. Normally, I just talk to other people's walkies that are passing by. Not actually a ham radio operator, which is, to be exact. Which is pretty cool in my thing, because then I could just do all that cool stuff. And then, that's a good thing, because I'd talk to the ham radio, I'd say, hey, talk to him about stuff. Now, if you guys received that transmission last year, you guys know what we all talked about. If you recognize my voice and that other guy's voice. So, if you're watching this video now, you know what I'm saying. And now, I want to talk about some movie editors I've used in the past, including the one I like to use now. Now, the first movie editor for the phone was iMovie, which is the one I'm not saying it's the first one in the App Store. I'm sure it probably was. But, the first movie editor I actually got on my phone was iMovie, which was a few years ago. I mean, I guess I could put this in a timeline, but I just figured, might as well say it right now. And I would do stuff and make trailers and do all kinds of stuff and make all kinds of stuff. And they have all kinds of stuff. You can insert images and things. And I would also make trailers and movies and things. So, and I liked it. And I uploaded to iMovie Theater and everything else. And yeah. I would also put pictures in there too. And then the second editor app is VidLab, which is a movie editor but video maker. The editor, I'm sure, is from YouTube because there's a feature on VidLab that allows you to import videos that people make onto YouTube. So if you hear that, go animate soundtracks on most of the videos or scary logos. you'll see the watermark because I'm in the in-app purchase, but you'll see the watermark. Who cares? But anyway, you'll see the watermark says created with VidLab, and you'll see you can. Before they used to have this limit that you could only create videos with 15 seconds. Now, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't think that would be entertaining. Now, if it was going to be for an intro, then sure, but 15 seconds. Why would you only allow us to do it for 15 seconds? But that was when they were in version 1. Now we're in version 2, which we can create unlimited stuff. But I'm glad they did that update, because then we can start, importing longer videos and stuff. Even though I can't find the videos that are more than 4 minutes, but that kind of stinks, because, yeah. But, all in all, it's pretty interesting. And it also has some good things, and they also have an Instagram page where people put their stuff on Instagram. They have it on VidLab stuff, and they can do all kinds of cool stuff with that thing, which I think is a good idea to do, to be honest. So, and VidLab is, like I said, it's a good app. But the most coolest app I have is, which I'm currently editing the videos, are also on Splice as well. Now, Splice, you guys know, because it's 5 stars in the App Store, is a free editor app, which is actually free, which is good. Free editor by GoPro. Now, the same people who designed the GoPro cameras, they actually decided to make their own movie editor. So how nice is that? But I like this one. I mean, it's pretty cool because, it's packed with more stuff comparing to what the Apple iMovie has. Such as sound effects. Oh, goodness. There's a bunch of categories from sound effects. But iMovie has a little amount of short of them. And the music are fantastic, too. And, they are pretty good. I'm telling you that. I mean, they are daggone good, so I'll give you that. And they make all these good stuff. And all those songs that they have. And they also have a thing when you put it on YouTube, they have a hashtag Splice app. And if you use that hashtag in your description, there's a link called hashtag Splice app, and it shows all videos made with Splice. So if you have a video and you hashtag it as Splice app in the description, then you can see others made by Splice that are made on Splice. Well, that's pretty good. And they have some good things in there for that app. I mean, it's pretty good. And it does some good in there. I wish, though, that they had dramatic stuff in there, because that would be awesome. Just more dramatic and more suspense stuff. Like more of the dramatic or suspense sounds, mainly. Because, that would be good too. Many people say that this app is like Sony Vegas on the computer. But I don't ever tried that. But most people say in the reviews, hey, this is like Sony Vegas. Really? I didn't know that. Anyway. But that's what the app is cool of. And it's a pretty cool, handy little thingy. And it does all good stuff. And if you have the app, you probably know how cool the app is and how this thing works. I guess they call it splice because they're actually splicing. Huh. And yeah, those are a few good movie editor apps I've had for the iPhone, and yeah, that's what I've had for that. And these apps are really cool. especially Splice, since it has, like I said, has more stuff. Now, the last thing I want to talk about for this last part is, ever since I first started watching Go Animate, which means Go Animate videos, no matter if they're grounded videos or if they're fun videos. Now, since it's mainly, even though it's for businesses, but really, do we give a crap? Mainly since it's also for imagination, that we could use it. I thought, well, this could be a good new thing to do, because then I could create something from there. Now, back then I didn't have a good running computer and it didn't have the internet, so I couldn't use it then. But then I got new technology, like new computer and things, so, and also, I thought, well, maybe this is good, and the only thing I don't like is you can create videos with only the computer. But they're going to do a big migration, which means they'll be going to HTML5, so I should be able to be fine with that. Well, I mean, I did try it, make an account for the first time this year, and even though it wants me to import audio and video and photo files, but I never got into it since I was doing other stuff, which isn't good, but now let's talk about the accessibility, which is good about that. Now, you all know I use screen readers, as I said before, and with some animation sites, I'm sure screen readers aren't good with it. Mainly because, especially when you add visuals and all that stuff, because that stuff isn't good. Now, I also tried another one, is Plotagon. Now, even though it's not as good as most other sites, because it only has a few voices and a few other things. Now, I download the program for the computer. Any of the narrator or Joel's work with those programs, with that app either. And I'm sure if you're on the internet it would work, but it's only made for app. But then I started using the Powtoon website, which you've seen me make a video, and you know how it's not as good. But you know, and I've also used Internet Explorer, which is old, but it does this. It only says unlabeled 2 and label 4 button. Like, for example, if you try to use Powtoon on JAWS, if you're going to make something, which JAWS is a screen reader by Freedom Scientific. But if you try to go to there and make something, it'll start saying stuff like add new slide on mouse over, or list box item on mouse over, or unlabeled 17, or any of that stuff. Now, I don't know if it's the compatibility or just the web program that Internet Explorer does, but then I tried switching to different. Now, Google Chrome is a recommended browser for that site, but doesn't seem like it seems easy to do that much on that, especially since half of the time that's a drag and drop. But I recently made a post last night saying that they should make them available to make it so that way we can use it no matter if we couldn't see or not. That way we could still create all kinds of things no matter what, and it would still be a good thing. And that's what I think about. And these animation sites, I mean, because I think it's kind of cool because you can like create anything that you think about. People at their work could use it for businesses, and if you have a good imagination, you could use it. And if people have a job, they want to use it, and they could use that. Even though Go Animate is mainly used for business, but who gives a crap anyway? And
25 minutes.
I don't. But anyway, now when I signed up to Go Animate, now since I don't have a real company now, I'm sure many people do this. What I did is I made up a company called Bryce Films Inc., which was inspired by Dave Matson Films Incorporated, which was the same user who started Looney Tunes and Show Loopers. But that's when I started. Now, that's pretty cool, in my opinion, now. And I created my first account, which was on Martin Luther King Day. Yeah. Which was when I was off school. And I probably should have created my account on the computer, because then, things would be way easier. I mean, even though I could create it on the phone, but just still. Another thing I like about having an account for Go Animate, though, is there's a there's a thing in the Help Center page, if you go on that page, and then there's a community page, and there's a future requests and errors and bugs page. And any person that has an account can make a post and share ideas or problems, and they could get comments from people or the staff, or if you get a comment, sometimes you'll get an email, and which that's a good thing. But some of my posts haven't been approved, and some of them have been removed, because that's the staff those days. And that's what we had to say. Now, the last thing, I said that was going to be my last thing, but my very last thing I'm going to say, excuse me for that. The last thing I want to say in this final part, very final part, is hope you like the season 7 finale. And I hope you enjoyed it, and it was a good season too. We had some good talks, like the staff, me watching Cops. Yeah. Even though I should watch that on the internet, since I can't watch that on TV since I don't have cable, maybe YouTube or something. But, and in other words, since I thought of an idea for creating stuff with imagination things. Now, I have a friend at school that I know, her name's Ryan. Now, I have thought of ideas since Mom or no one now ever think of ideas like I could come over and have fun with him at all, or do anything at times. Now, since that happened, and I think that wasn't cool, I decided, well, since imagination takes this course, then it means that I could create a video where both of us do it. Now Ryan is going to actually be graduating this year from school, which is awesome, but in the case, not awesome, and I want to say both good and the bad. But I'll get to that sooner or later. What I want to say is that I am planning on creating a good video for him or anyone to see And what this will be is basically an awesome little graduation video that I'm planning on making either before that, which is that way I already have it created. Now, even though I'm not trying to be that bad out towards Mom or anybody, but what I want to say is, now, since I started like him in 2014, because he's, I think for him it was pretty good, and I'm sure I'm sure some of you know him, but he's pretty good, and in other words, funny sometimes and good, even though sometimes he can be a pain in the butt sometimes, but funny and nice too. And I have stories where, now, one time on October, Ryan said he had a hoverboard. Now, I have a hoverboard too, because I got one for Christmas in 2016. And since he told me about his new hoverboard, I said, "Hey, I dare you to take it into school." He said, "No." I said, "I dare you to take it in there." I said, "I dare you to take it." But he didn't want to do that. But I thought that'd be funny. But he didn't. But no big deal. But now I have some nice thing pretty good. Now, in the video I'm planning to make, I will explain more about him and us and everything. But the thing main that I think I want to discuss here for the last part is that now Mom or no one ever takes me to see him at any time, ever since 2015 and so on. Now he knows a day like this would come where I wouldn't see him at all. Now, they know this, and so that's why I'm saying this is kind of ridiculous, because now they should go graduate this year, so I'm trying to make sure that I can now get to have as much fun as I can with them now. And that also isn't happening because they always say, they make up bullcrap excuses like, I mean, even though they're true, but even though he's older, but what I don't think Mom or anyone understands, even though I know he's older, but what I don't think Mom understands, not rude, but I don't think she understands that she obviously knows that I've chatted with him more than she has. She obviously has known that because I took some audio tapes, even though not very few of them. But she obviously doesn't know that because she isn't around me at any time. So how could she know how bad that this fun that we could, how awesome both of us would have? Now, obviously, I want to make sure to see him and have fun with him before I can't talk to him anymore, even though I could on social media like Snapchat and other stuff since he has a Snapchat. But seriously, I don't understand why this, doesn't even do that. Because I don't understand the way that because I wanted to, at least have, maybe chat, maybe watch stuff, and do our own thing. But it doesn't happen because of someone that I know. So, that's why I thought of the idea about creating my own story through GoAnimate or something, if I could. I was originally going to have him voice as Joey because he sounds really good I mean, to be honest, it would fit him well, and even though he got removed, but I'm sure he's on Powtoon and other stuff. But I could also use from text to speech, which is a audio-free online service. But to be honest, I think now this isn't being rude, but I'm just saying that I wish that he'll at least like do something, because in a few weeks later I won't be able to talk at all with him at all. So that's why I wanted to say that, because it won't be too long since it'll be in a few weeks. So that's why I wanted to get that out there. The graduation video might be done maybe a few weeks or so before it happens, maybe. But also, I also talked to him about some of the times. Now, I have Madden 25. I'm not Madden 25, Madden 20. I think it was 2011 on my DS game. And I told him about how I like to play some Madden football, because Madden football is a fun thing to do. Because I like to play some football, and so does he. And he also told me he likes some Black Ops 2 games and Black Ops games. And which reminded me when my cousin was playing Black Ops when I was downstairs playing the ball. I thought, well, yay, that's pretty good, because it has all guns and radio and everything, so. And so, like I said, hopefully I can have fun with him and chat with him and do all kinds of stuff. So, if Mom watches this, I hope she understands some of the reasons and things. So, I hope you enjoyed this, and make sure to share, like, and subscribe, and good job for 6 subscribers, huh? Yeah. You guys can let me know who subscribes right now. So, this is B. Rice signing off. And before that, if Mom didn't take me over there to see him at all, what I would do off camera is make Eric, or many people has him voiced as Boris the Teeth Guy. I would make him go, oh, Mom, how dare you not take me over to see him at all? You know he was awesome, and you won't be able to see him at all through. That's it. You're grounded for life. And then I'd make him talk really loud like he would go anyways. Well, goodbye. Peace out.